Songwriter Sunday to all of you. Ooh, happy Songwriter Sunday to everyone. I have a microphone now, and I have to use it. I hope you're all doing super well. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Chicago. And for those of you who know me, or those of you who don't, I'm Cassandra Kaczor, and this is my weekly interview hangout with other creative people. Awesome sauce. Yeah, awesome. Thank you for being here again, Norm. Today is going to be such a treat. My guest is S. Joel Norman. He's a Chicago-based singer, songwriter, and multi-instrumentalist. And by multi-instrumentalist, I mean he plays like, I'm going to have to ask him, something like 10 or 15 instruments, like extremely well. So you're all in for like a wonderful treat with Joel here today. He'll be on at 2:15 Central, that's 12:15 for my West Coasters, and 3:15 for my East Coasters. But I'm going to kick it off, as I always do on Sunday afternoons, with an opening set of my own. My first song today is called Log on the Fire. Yeah, and just a song about being nice to people when you visit them. That's all. All right. Welcome to Chicago, city of hopes and dreams. When a 20-something from Cleveland showed up without money or means. She worked real hard, played late nights, it was hard to make many friends. But she made some cash, found a real nice man, so it was all okay in the end. They bought a pretty nice condo in a pretty nice neighborhood. Told their friends and family, if you have time to visit, you should. But some of you been coming around with a lot of criticism to share about our bookshelves and our balconies, so it's time to clear the air. Oh, you've been talking shit, I've had enough of it. I'm happy you are here, though my intentions are true. You keep coming around, trying to bring me down. I won't spare a key, I won't do your laundry, I won't throw another log on the fire for you. Please stop being passive, insinuating my opinions are wrong. You do you, I'll do me, so when it's time to decide who can come over for beer and card games, you'll be invited along. So just be chill and try to be kind so you don't end up in my songs. Oh, you've been talking shit, I've had enough of it. I'm happy you are here, though my intentions are true. If you keep coming around, trying to bring me down, I won't spare a key, I won't do your laundry, I won't throw another log on the fire for you. See, you've been talking shit, I've had enough of it. I'm happy you are here, though my intentions are true. If you keep coming around, trying to bring me down, I won't spare a key, I won't do your laundry, I won't throw another log on the fire for you. I won't spare a key, I won't do your laundry, I won't throw another log on the fire for you. Just a fun little song. Be nice to people when you visit them. I wrote that somewhere in between getting my new job, which I found out I will be getting back to this fall, very exciting, and our wedding, and so I was stressed, you know? Sometimes you gotta put it in a song. So that is Log on the Fire. If you go to my YouTube, there's a lovely recording, and I say lovely not for myself, for some other great artists. My husband, John Charles Weston, and our friend Jordan Jenkins, and I did a trio recording of this a while back. Yeah, so I encourage you to check that out if you dug the song. And usually John takes like a shred and guitar solo on it, so I'm trying to keep up. All right. In 10 cool minutes, we're going to have S. Joel Norman on the show to talk about songwriting, to hear some original music, and we'll see where the conversation goes. He is lovely. He has so many skills and talents. I'm so excited for him to be here today, and I hope that you all are too. All right, y'all. My next song that I'm going to share today, it's an oldie but a goodie here. Probably my most personal song that I've written in quite a while. And it's just about, you know, I know, Norm, we talk about, you know, the generational divide sometimes, and I don't know. I feel like millennials just got kind of like a shit hand, you know. So this is all about being a millennial. It's called Super Millennial Burnout Kid. Here we go. I broke myself again today. I did it, I did it, I did it. And at this rate, I'm gonna get away with it. I got bright screens for eyeballs and whiskey in my blood. I still don't know if I've had enough. Have I been afraid too long, or did I just stay too long? Pushing 30 and I'm too old to be strong when the going gets tough. I'm a super millennial burnout kid, high-functioning alcoholic overachiever. Come with me to the dark side where no one sits up straight. I'll make you a believer. I'm a super millennial burnout kid, highly educated, unemployed, and intoxicated. Straight A's for 20 years, and now I'm fading. No, I'm faded, yeah. I broke myself again today. I did it, I did it, I did it. And at this rate, no one's keeping track. There are no signs of fingernails, my clothes no longer fit. If you call me up, I probably won't call you back. Have I been afraid too long, or did I just stay too long? Pushing 30 and I'm too old to be strong when the going gets tough. I'm a super millennial burnout kid, high-functioning alcoholic overachiever. Come with me to the dark side where no one sits up straight. I'll make you a believer. I'm a super millennial burnout kid, highly educated, unemployed, and intoxicated. Straight A's for 20 years, and now I'm fading. No, I'm faded. It's all my fault, I know. I should have more self-control. But after 2 recessions, a pandemic, mass shootings, 9/11, college debt, I have to ask, whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? I'm a super millennial burnout kid, high-functioning alcoholic overachiever. Come with me to the dark side where no one sits up straight. I'll make you a believer. I'm a super millennial burnout kid, highly educated, unemployed, and intoxicated. Straight A's for 20 years, and now I'm fading. No, I'm faded, yeah. Super Millennial Burnout Kid. It's one of my favorites that I have written, especially in the past year. I've been writing a lot. That was part of the reason that I wanted to do kind of this program, this show that I've been doing now for 20 weeks, because I've been writing a lot. I've been thinking about writing a lot. And the best way to learn more about writing is to write. I've found. Write more. Just do it. And then also wholesome conversations with other people who care in the same way that I do have been so helpful. And so in about 5 minutes, we're going to get S.J. Norman up on the screen to talk about his music, his career, what he's getting into these days. It's going to be a blast. So hang with me for like 5 more minutes. We'll get Joel up here. And this is going to be a fantastic show. I can just feel it. So, all right. Oh, thank you so much, Norm. Yeah, you know, I'm kind of proud to be a millennial. I feel like, given the circumstances, we're doing okay, you know? We're hanging in there. Especially us in the arts these days, millennial artists. All right, I'm so sorry to be redundant for those of you who watch these shows regularly or follow my music regularly, but I have to do one more shameless plug. I released my first single in 13 years on Friday. It's called Animal, and you can find it on my Bandcamp. It's on Spotify. It's now on Apple Music. So I'm going to play that one for my last song. Again, I know I've been playing it a lot lately, but I'm pushing the single. So I'm going to play Animal. Then we're going to get Joel up here to have a great conversation about his original music, his roots, his inspirations. And yeah, the best is yet to come in like 4 minutes. Here we go. Go buy Animal. It's only $1. And my band is great. Walking through the tall grass, touching the blades with my fingertips. Searching for a nightcap where the moonlight hits the air and the air hits my lips. In the darkness, I'm an animal amongst the animals for the first time. A piercing cry is inquiring what I am doing out here. I laugh aloud, a fitting response as I wander into a midnight clear. In the darkness, I'm an animal amongst the animals for the first time. Be you man or be you beast, you better be afraid of me. 'Cause I left my pain and my excuses under my pillow. No, I'm not afraid to die. That's why I walk alone at night. What was taken from me can't be retrieved. So if you want to fight, I'll be here naked, smiling in plain sight. The undergrowth smells like freedom and sex and health and hope. I want to rest in its gentle caresses, but its thorny companions are known to choke. A rattle in the distance warns of a painful death unless I run and hide. But the wind kisses my hips, lifts me up, and I'm an animal amongst the animals for the first time. Be you man or be you beast, you better be afraid of me. 'Cause I left my pain and my excuses under my pillow. No, I'm not afraid to die. That's why I walk alone at night. 'Cause what was taken from me can't be retrieved. So if you want to fight, I'll be here naked, smiling in plain sight. Beautiful and strange, you walked me to the edge of insane. But as the years go by, the years go by, the years go by, it's a pleasure to meet you face to face. Be you man or be you beast, you better be afraid of me. 'Cause 'cause I left my pain and my excuses under my pillow. No, I'm not afraid to die. That's why I walk alone at night. 'Cause what was taken from me can't be retrieved. So if you wanna fight, I'll be here naked, smiling in plain sight. Alright, that's my new single, Animal, y'all. You can get it on Bandcamp, listen to it everywhere else. But more importantly, it's 2:15. And that means it's time to talk to my guest today. It's S. Joel Norman. Everybody buckle in. This is going to be fantastic. Come with me. So exciting now that I have a microphone and can use it. All right. Got it. All right. Skip dance.
Hey!
Hello.
Good to see you, Cassandra. How are you?
I am excellent. How are you doing, Joel?
Oh, I'm feeling like a champion. You sound great.
I'm trying to keep it together over here.
How are we all?
Awesome. How is your Sunday afternoon going?
So far, so good. Thanks for asking.
Of course. So, I said a couple of small things about you, but I'd like to start, if you're comfortable, telling the folks who are watching a little bit more about yourself, what brings you to music, why you do it. I know there are a lot of excellent stories that could be mined here, so.
Oh, sure. Well, I heard a sword maker say once a long time ago, it's not because I can't do anything else, it's because I can't do anything else.
Mm.
And that's how I feel about music. I get sick if I can't play, just gotta play.
I see that in you, and I've seen that in you for many years.
We've shared the stage many times, you
Many
and I.
times.
A
Definitely.
fantastic experience.
Mm-hmm. And then how long have you been playing? Pick your instrument, whichever one you started first.
My mom started me on piano when I was about 4. My mom collected antiques and she scored like this 100-year-old piano. And I can remember my Uncle John and my dad moving this Hoss. It was just a huge Vos and Sons piano with like ivory keys, and it was the big full upright, And I can remember messing with it one day, and my mother looked me in the eye. I can remember it just clear as a bell. And she said, "Do I have to put you in lessons?" And so then I started lessons with a beautiful woman named Nancy Croswick, and that was a long time ago.
Excellent. Yeah, my childhood piano teacher's name was also Nancy. Maybe
Oh, for sure. Maybe
that was
they're,
the
yeah,
thing.
for sure.
Excellent. Well, let's kick off for starters, because I know I have some questions, and I'm sure some people watching have some questions. Let's kick off with a tune. What are you feeling like?
Sure. I'd like to play a song called Taking My Baby Down to New Orleans.
All right.
Well, I love my baby, yes I do. Sometimes those days are just way too gray. Yeah. Boy, I just can't wait to see the magic in the buildings, share with the people that you need. Well, I guess I need that heat. I need that music in the street. So I'm taking my baby way on down to New Orleans. Yeah, I'm taking my baby way on down to New Orleans.
Oh, fantastic. It's so nice to hear you play again. I know I already said that this morning, but I'm going to say it 3 more times.
Oh, that's so nice.
In the next hour. No, absolutely. No, it's a pleasure to watch you play. You're so at ease with the piano. You're so, your voice always sounds so like relaxed, and they mesh extremely well together. Let's talk about the New Orleans influence, because I know you. I know some people watching don't know you quite as well. How did you come upon that music, and then how has it inspired you or informed your own writing?
Yeah, so there's always been an interesting spiritual connection that I have had with my cousin Jeff, and we became really close much later in our lives, which was just sort of interesting. But along the way, he sort of always had a certain um, I don't know. He would like send me music or just like I remember one time for Christmas he burned me a Galactic CD and I just like thought it was awesome and just so throughout the years he's always kind of been a force in my life like that.
Mm.
And there was one time I was visiting him in Orlando and we were having this we had a this remember before COVID we were having a big party in the backyard. He lives on a lake and it was just a such a fun time, so many cool people, and we were listening to great music and grilling out and just playing bags, the whole thing. And as the night started to wind down, he had just gotten a gift for his birthday. It was the box set of The Last Waltz with the band by Scorsese.
Mm-hmm.
And he just really was talking it up. He's like, I really think you should watch this. And so as the party's winding down, I turned it on. And I don't know, maybe 20, 30 minutes into the movie is Dr. John. And I could not get past it. I rewound that song I don't know how many times. I don't know if anybody was like around still there. I'm sure they were annoyed that I kept on listening to it again and again and again. I could not get over it. And then it wasn't long after that that George and I, my friend George Kolakovic, we call him Mr. C, I showed it to him and he was blown away too. And all of a sudden, him and I were both like sort of in this New Orleans like race, like to see who could like do better. He bought all the DVDs and he had all this stuff. So I definitely copped a lot of tricks from him because he had the resources and he would slow it down for me. But yeah, that's what was my first introduction into New Orleans style piano like that I had remembered.
Mm, awesome. And then I guess this is kind of off the topic of songwriting, but as another pianist,
Yeah.
um, did you just sit down and self-teach with the stride and the riffs, or did you do anything else?
Um, I mean, I listened real hard. I mean, I guess to say self-taught is a little bit like if by that you mean I listened and I figured it out, then yes.
Mm-hmm.
There were a few like there is some YouTube video of a split screen where you see over the top of Dr. John's hands as he's playing some tunes. And I might have picked up a couple of things from watching that. One in particular is the one with the left hand, 1 7 3,
Mm.
10th split. Uh, I found that to be pretty exciting. And Dr. John would, he would make riffs out of it. So he would be like, and that left hand the whole time was pulling all this crazy stuff. And I've always enjoyed, well, one of the things about that I seem to notice about my art is that it's usually pretty dense.
Mm.
And it's usually there's a lot going on, and there's no chance for you to not pay attention. It probably stems from some sort of performance anxiety. but um, but I love that idea of being able to have the semblance of a full chord going completely with your left hand, leaving your right hand to be able to explore a little bit more. I think that is one of my favorite things about what I learned from Dr. John and what I enjoy doing on the piano.
Absolutely. And it's beautiful, and your hard work shows. It always has.
Ah,
So always a pleasure to hear you, like I said. Yeah, I would love to hear another song. I'm sure everybody else would too. What else is on the docket for you?
I am going to play a song off of my Traveling Light album, which has um, which has been picked up by Warner Chappell Music, which is very cool.
Wonderful.
And I am
Actually,
excited to share that news.
that is
And
awesome. Actually, before we hear it, tell us about that.
oh man, well, uh, I don't even know. There's not much to the story other than to say um, the my producer Mark Nelson. He and I worked on many projects over the years, and I was introduced to him. Well, it doesn't matter; it's a long story. But the point of it is, one of his friends was sort of around and in the business and working for Warner Chappell when I made the album, and then a couple years went by, and Mark moved from the Midwest back to LA. And when he was there, Warner got all restructured, and my album was kind of it was on the docket to get bought, but it got shuffled around and kind of nothing happened. And then just recently, it turned out that that friend was promoted to VP of talent buying,
Awesome.
and so that's how I was able to get in the door,
There
as
you
it were.
go. It's all the industry is all about relationships at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, it's yeah. What's that tune? You better take care of those on the way up because you might meet them on the way back down or something. I don't know. I forget
Who
the song,
who
but
said
it's
that?
good.
Yeah. I've heard that. Absolutely. Maybe Randy Newman.
I mean, Randy's so great. Yeah, you know what? He might be first New Orleans actually with "You Got a Friend in Me" when Dad took me to see Toy Story when I was a kid.
Oh yeah. No, it's funny. In my master's program, I had to write a paper on like an influential film composer, and I wrote on him. And
Oh yeah,
yeah, my professors were like, "This isn't what we're looking for." I'm like, "He scored like a billion films. I don't know what to tell you."
yeah. He sure did. I think he also wrote or he was involved in the Dr. Pepper song, "I'm a Pepper, You're a Pepper."
What has I can't think of anything Randy Newman has not gotten his hands into. So
That's true. He was the third writer on Three Amigos as well, now that I'm thinking about it.
he's
Yeah,
incredible.
good. Could talk about him for days.
Yeah, definitely. I'm so sorry. So let's hear your song.
Sure, sure. Here it is. I've been down to the river and I waded in the water. I saw the final mountain and I played with the dragon. I've been chosen soul. Old time revival, if you feel the same man, singing glory, hallelujah. When you feel that joy again, if I can sing this gospel music, great angels will carry me home, singing peace like a river, feel a revival in my soul, singing peace like a river, feel a revival in my soul, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Uh,
Oh my gosh. Um, Norm and Joe are both here, kind of on the chat, just
hey
very
guys.
impressed and enjoying what you're up to here as well. Um,
Thanks.
where can people buy that album? And remind us of the name and then your platforms where you're selling
Yeah,
it.
it's called Traveling Light, and it's available electronically. You can listen to it on Spotify or wherever you prefer to listen to music, and you can also buy a vinyl. I pressed it to vinyl. It was cut and mastered by the same guys that did like Dark Side of the Moon. In fact, the same machine that cut Dark Side of the Moon cut my acetates.
Well, that's flipping awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, spared no expense.
Yeah,
Uh,
wow. Once we get our record player fixed, I'm gonna go get the vinyl, I believe. So
Absolutely, absolutely.
that's
Yeah, so
fantastic.
I'm happy to mail them. I mean, you can. I have been. I think they're available online for like $10 plus shipping or something like that. But if you just want to Venmo me something or whatever you feel you think it's worth, I'll ship it pretty much wherever.
Good. Yeah, we got your PayPal up there. Your Cash App is S. Joel Norman, so I didn't put that one up there, but uh, definitely, everybody go buy that vinyl.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, it's. I'm very proud of it.
Immediately go buy it. Get your stimulus money and then buy Traveling Light.
$1,400 worth of traveling away.
Then give it to all your friends. Awesome. So let me ask you as well. So when you're putting a song together, I like to ask this of everybody because I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Do you go for lyrics first, the music? Do they kind of appear simultaneously? What's your process?
Usually I search for sort of like I kind of I don't know I think about a hook. I think about like what's on my heart to say, and then I kind of just like fool around with that word or idea, and I keep on sort of messing with a chorus where it might fit, or if I like the way. Sometimes I'll start with like a feel,
Mm-hmm.
like sometimes you get those gospel tunes that have that like, like sort of like like that type of like
Yeah.
so like I get there and I get in that groove and then I start to just kind of like percolate on it and sometimes that percolation has lasted like 2 3 years before a song comes out. But it's funny when I'm commissioned to write a song, I pretty much I can like turn it around like pretty quickly. But if it's like my own song that I'm trying to write, it seems to take forever, and I never like I don't know if it's like a never good enough thing, but it's just like I want it to be a certain way, and I tend to just like I don't know if it's analysis paralysis or what it is. But it seems to me to be tougher to write song for myself than it is to write for somebody else.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's very interesting because I've talked with some people who again like to sit with their content for years and years and years, making sure it's perfect.
Uh,
And I tend to I set a timer for 45 minutes and then I'm done, and that's it. That's the song. Um, but I think that's just a product of
That's very interesting.
whatever's going on
That would
here.
I would definitely employ that as an exercise, definitely to just have that, I don't know. I like the idea though of being able to like set yourself up for like a 40 type 45 and just like, work on it for that long and then set it aside. But I've self-reflected a lot on how I work as an artist because there's oftentimes like so much guilt associated with like waiting for that perfect idea to pop into your head. Like I should be doing more, I should be working harder at this, but there is so much freedom and a little bit more self-acceptance as who we are as artists and in this case songwriters trying to come up with something that's really meaningful to us that we also feel like we're sharing not just some words or a couple notes, but like a part of your soul and a part of your heart.
Absolutely. And that's why I like having these conversations because everybody is different. I don't think anybody's right or wrong. Um,
Yeah,
Especially coming from my experience coming from like composition, you must create your magnum opus and it will take years and you will suffer. Trying to kind of yeah, trying to mitigate all these different parts of my brain and all the art that I do love as well. So I definitely appreciate that too. Just sitting with something for a very very long time and
yeah,
perfecting it and showing what's close to your heart. Um, if I could kind of pry more deeply, what do you mean by guilt in terms of like output or what you think is expected of you, or what do
yeah.
you? Let's address
I
that.
I think that it comes from just like I grew up in a really uh, strong ethic family, and like both my parents worked multiple jobs to be able to provide for us, and I think it's easy for me to characterize myself as lazy or to characterize myself as you know like I could always be working harder because there's I feel like there are things expected of me at those levels. I deal with these feelings um, in like as they come, I suppose. But there's a guilt to wanting to be great at what I do, um, and wanting to be better at that. But then there also is like, well, it's not just enough to be great. You also have to like be able to support yourself and support a family and all that. And so that adds a layer of sort of, for me, my own self pressure to try to, not just be great at being a musician, but also be great at being a husband, or be great at being a son, or um, any sort of job that I'm doing, just be or person that I am to be as best as I can. So I sometimes run into that stuff. I sometimes feel like maybe I should be doing more, but there is so much freedom and some of the self acceptance, and yeah, recently I've been working through a lot of that.
No, that's fantastic, and I do relate on many of those counts. Um, I remember calling my dad when I first moved to Chicago. So first time I lived in like a big city. I wouldn't consider suburban Cleveland big city. Um, and I remember going, Dad, I'm doing a master's, and then I teach in the evenings, and then I go to gigs at night, and I'm so tired. And I just remember my dad who did the same exact thing, putting himself through school and teaching and gigging as much as we did during normal times. And he just laughed and he was like, "Okay, so what's the problem?" So I definitely think there's like a generational value on the hard work thing, but I
Yeah,
I will say for Gen X and millennials and now Gen Z as well, I think we're getting closer to striking that balance between what is healthy and what is productive, what is meaningful and
absolutely,
what has value too.
absolutely, absolutely. Those are good questions to ask, and I think that uh, the discovery or our sort of collective discovery of what those answers are will definitely help us as a as a global community moving forward.
And something that's interesting too in terms of feeling the pressure for output. We see that now, especially with the internet, but we laud composers like Rachmaninoff, who had to take 10 years off because he was depressed. Or even now, I think often of Fiona Apple, who's a big hero of mine, and she doesn't
Yeah.
put out albums until she's ready to put out albums. So again, I think everyone is different, and I'm just kind of curiously, seeing where everybody comes from.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good, those are both very good examples. And it's interesting. I was thinking about you and how, all the compositions that you've had to do. And there's something very interesting about it, because sometimes when I'm composing, for instance, like my Christmas album I did with a big band, and
Mm,
I wrote the big band parts,
awesome.
and I have to. It's so interesting to be like, I have to pick a lick. I'm going to pick a lick that the band's going to play, the trumpet's going to lead it, and I just have to pick it. And then, okay, so maybe it's just like that simple. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever it is. I have to like, then that coming up with the lick is the most important part. This is funny. This is funny to me.
Great.
Hopefully I'm describing this okay.
All right. No, you're great.
It's the most important part, but it takes the least amount of time. And then
Mm,
the time that it takes to actually either physically write it or punch it into your computer, you got to think about like, okay, dotted 16th, is this like this, where it's going to fall in the measure? And that's like notwithstanding like your musical handwriting or like how it's going to sit in the score and any of that stuff. But then I find myself like sitting with this lick that I just like, whatever, this will work. And then having to put all this energy behind it so that somebody else can play it or a group of people can play it. That is a very interesting feeling. That is a very interesting part of composition to me. And I wondered how you feel about that.
oh, well, certainly the devil is in the details, right? I think so I haven't written anything like formally since 2018. And I think that's partially burnout, but also because I enjoy the ease of writing for myself and a handful of friends who just kind of speak the language so we can, again, just enjoy the process of putting together tracks. But I would agree with you tremendously. So, along with the burden of the composing and the engraving, I also see that, though, in the studio. After you've written the song and then you're getting in there going, what other things can I put in here? So, certainly, saying, "Oh, I just write most of my songs in less than an hour." It's not an hour-long process to bring them to fruition.
Yeah.
It's a huge journey.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like feeling the pressure of wanting to like remain sort of constantly in people's faces on Instagram or constantly sort of like I'm still doing stuff, guys, like all the time, having to like be a part of that and like make sure I'm still like on somebody's algorithm or some crap.
I
Like I
know.
just it's an interesting and sort of mixed up way I think to try to go about this, but it's a double-edged sword because I'm also able to reach people and meet people from all over the world that I would never have had a chance to
Play for.
otherwise.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, of course. It's certainly
Yeah,
been like a crazy year of development for a lot of artists that I know.
yeah, it's been crazy. I had just a couple weeks ago, the same producer I was just telling you about. He has a pro channel on YouTube. Mark Daniel Nelson, you can check him out. He's very cool. He's very good. And he asked if he could release a multi-track of the title track from Traveling Light. And I told him sure. And I've since gotten submissions of people remixing that song from all over the world. And it's been really, really cool to sort of talk with these people and develop relationships with them. And, I was just talking with a guy from Spain the other day who's got a studio out there. And it's just very, very cool. And one guy actually ended up, he wanted to continue to work with me to sort of like develop his own chops and like work on a sound, and it's just been a really uh, it's such a pleasure to be able to have those tools, but at the same time, I feel like having that, the weight of the tool on the belt can drag you down too,
Ah, that is something that I have thought about and I need to think more about for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's a tough one.
I'm happy to hear about your recent successes too. I feel like a lot of our industry is most people who are working musicians who make a good living. It's a slow burn, you know, as well. So I'm happy to hear things are snowballing for you right now.
I appreciate that. That's very nice of you.
Yeah. Well, I know a couple folks want to hear some more songs. So what else have you got for us today?
All right, I'm gonna play another sort of New Orleansy tune called "This Old Car."
Wonderful.
I got this car, keeps breaking down on me. Yeah, I'm just trying to find my way back home, where they got that cheap cigarettes and gasoline. I'm all out of gas, and I'm all out of green. Oh why does it always seem to happen to me? I got this car, she used to be good to me. She used to get me everywhere I needed to go. She used to be such a trusted friend, but she left me out cold on the shoulder again. Oh why does it always seem to happen to me? My mama said that I should have known better. Should have kicked them tires and tried to check my carburetor. But now I know there's only one thing I can see. I got this car I'm giving away for free. You might need a talk to get her home. She might not finish, but she always starts. I left her in the lot where she broke my heart. Oh why does it always seem to happen to me? Yeah, I know I'll be alright. I still need someone to take me home tonight. Oh, pretty baby, baby, please, won't you take me back home?
Awesome. Oh, it's fantastic, man.
Thank you.
Ah, tremendous. I dig it. Hey, so at this point, kind of in the conversation, I like to ask my guest, what can people do to support you, support your art? What are the best ways?
Oh man, first one that pops in mind is I always love a good share. Anytime I get some shares, I really dig it. Not just because I might or might not pick up a follower or two, but just like it brings me a lot of joy to be able to see like to just like feel like I'm um, potentially impacting somebody's life or potentially edifying their spirit, as it were. I really, that's one of the reasons why I live. That's one of the reasons why I'm here.
Mm.
So that's very cool. Cold hard cash is another great one. I love that.
PayPal's up there. The Venmo is also at S. Joel Norman, correct?
That is correct.
All
Thanks.
right, all right. I feel that. No, I'm shameless about that stuff. Tell people
Yeah,
send
it's
me send you
it's
money.
interesting. This new era of internet busking is definitely an interesting feeling. But I have to say thank you to so many generous people that have already, helped me to this point, and so many people unprompted that really makes a guy feel good, and it really feels like helps me make more art and makes me inspired to create more because it seems to be touching someone. So that is nice, and also that sounded a little dirty.
Oh, you can take the man out of the piano bar. Okay. So we've got Traveling Light. You can get that everywhere. PayPal's up there. We talked about Venmo. I saw also that you've started teaching music lessons. Is that remote or in person?
Right now it's remote, although we are probably going to start doing real life lessons soon. I have a studio 20 minutes north of Indianapolis in a town called Westfield,
Excellent.
and we are in it right now, and it is a treat to be here.
And I have to ask because I looked over everything earlier, but what are you offering music lessons in? The list is extensive.
The list is pretty extensive. Guitar, bass, drums, keys, brass, kazoo. What else do I got around here? Yeah, and then I
Harmonica, I
also
think.
am teaching songwriting, composition, sight singing, oral training. Um, Whether you are, you know, very young and you're a parent and you see your kid has an interest, or if you are very old and man, I wish I would have stuck with it type of thing. Those are my
Sure.
some of my favorite people to try to teach, and I also really enjoy. Or even if like you're a college student, you just need a little extra help with like sort of recognition, or even just like you just want to be able to strum around a campfire. I'm your guy.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I do love indie, and you're not too far from Bloomington as well. So I'm sure there are some music minors who could use a little extra support out there.
Absolutely, it would thrill me to help you.
Yeah, awesome. And so yeah, again, there at the top of the screen, we got sjoelnormanmusic.com, where you can find out more about his music studio and follow all his stuff there as well. So let's grab one more song from you and see
All
if
right,
anybody
let's
has
do some. You know
questions.
what? I think I'm going to play "Somewhere Over the Rainbow." I like that song, and it makes me feel good.
Fine by me. Excellent. incredible arrangement. That was awesome, Joel.
Thanks. One of my favorite.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Testing the limit of this underpriced Yamaha.
Yeah, you got to make lemonade, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right. Oh man.
So wonderful to see you. So wonderful to hear you. So happy to hear about your music studio that you're building. And hopefully, somewhere, someday, we can see you back in person doing some shows once we're through this mess.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The second you get that shot, you holler at me and we're gonna have you down. We'll have a whole party down here.
That's where I'm at. I'm waiting. We're trying. We're B plus, but it's kind of a mess up here. So we're working on it.
Be positive.
Yep, trying. Hey, so awesome to hear you, Joel. Everybody, please follow Joel's Instagram. Go buy his album. Go to his website. Sign up for euphonium lessons. Do what you need to do to continue being connected to this wonderful, multi-talented, amazingly kind and witty person. Joel, pleasure speaking with you. I hope you have a wonderful
Absolutely.
rest of
I
your
had such a great time and I really appreciate you having me, Cassandra. Thank you.
My pleasure, 100%. You stay well. Say hi to Kim for us, and we'll talk soon.
Well,
All right.
thank you.
Of course.
See you.
Bye. All right, everybody else hanging around. That was S. Joel Norman. Please do follow his stuff. He's so incredible and such a special artist. Thank you for those who kind of hung around and listened to most of the show, as you often do. Next week is going to be super cool as well. My friend Aaliyah Sheffield will be on the show. And I met her on a cruise ship. She was doing piano bar gigs, but has since become an internet sensation. So I'm like nervous, you know? She wrote a song called Earth is Ghetto, I Want to Leave, while she kind of left the States for a while, living in Mexico. And it went viral, and she's been on a ton of like super legit talk shows, not like my level, like super, super high level. She's an incredible songwriter, an incredible singer, incredibly kind. And I hope that you're able to, next Sunday at 2 p.m. Central, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, join me for my conversation with Aaliyah Sheffield. In the meantime, please, every artist that I interview is just working their butts off right now. If you have a few bucks to throw around, please do. And otherwise, just watching the show and saying hey means so much to us. So, I'll see you next Sunday at 2 p.m. Central with Aaliyah at 2:15 Central, 3:15 her time. I believe she's back on the East Coast. And until then, stay well, stay safe, stay kind, and I so appreciate you being here. All right, y'all. Take good care.